Namaste, myself Jivin Shivi Saxena, Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostic, and my discipline is Medical Laboratory Technology from Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. So, welcome in Digital Version 2.0. So, my today topic is incubator. So, let's start. My topic is firstly definition, parts, working, types, uses, and precautions of incubation. So, firstly, start my definition of incubator. Incubator in microbiology is an insulated and enclosed device that provided an optimal condition of temperature, humidity, and other environmental conditions required for the growth of organisms. An incubator is a piece of vital laboratory equipment necessary for the cultivation of microorganisms under artificial conditions. An incubator can be used for the cultivation of both unicellular or multicellular organisms. Okay, and component and parts of incubator. So, wait a minute. Mm. So diagram is here in the screen. So a microbial incubator is uh, made up of various units. So some of which are so firstly cabinet. The cabinet in the main body of the incubator consists of the double-walled cubial enclosure with a capacity ranging from 20 to 80 800 liter. The other wall is made up of stainless steel sheet, while the inner wall is made up of aluminum. The space between the two walls is filled with glass wall to provide insulation of the incubator. The insulation prevent heat loss and in turn uh, in turn reduce the electric constipation, thereby ensuring the smooth working of the device. The inner wall of the incubator is provided with inward projections that support the seeds present inside the incubator. Second, door. A door is present in all incubators to close the insulated cabinet. The door also has insulation of its own. It is also provided with a glass that enable the visualizations of the interior of the incubator during incubation without distribute, disturbing the interior environment. And a handle is present on the outside of the door to help with the maneuvering of the door. Third, control panel. On the outer wall of the incubator is a control panel with all the switches and indicators that allow the parameters of the incubator to be controlled. The control panel also has a switch to control the thermostat of the device. Next, thermostat. A thermostat is used to set the desired temperature of the incubator. After the desired temperature is reached, the thermostat automatically maintains the incubator at that temperature until the temperature is changed again. And performated slips bound to the inner wall are some perforated slabs onto which the plates with the culture media are placed. The performing pro- on the slabs allow the movement of hot air throughout the inside of the incubator. In some incubators, the slabs are removable and which allow the sleeves to be cleaned properly. Okay, and asbestos gaskets. The asbestos door gaskets provide an almost airtight seal between the door and the cabinet. This seal prevents the outside air from entering the cabinet and thus creating an isolated hot environment inside the cabinet without being interrupted by the external environment. And L-shaped thermometer. A thermometer is placed on the top part of the outer wall of the incubator. One end of the thermometer provided with graduation remain outside of the incubator so that temperature can be read easily. The next end with the mercury valve is protected slightly into the chamber of the incubator. Next, HEPA filter. HEPA filter. So some advanced incubators are also provided with HEPA filters to lower the possible contamination created due to airflow. And air pump with filter create a closed loop system so that the air flowing inside the incubator generate less contamination. And next, humidity and gas control. The CO2 incubators are provided with a reversible underneath the chamber and the contained water. The water is vaporized, the maintain the relative humidity inside the chamber. So similarly, these incubators are also provided with gas chambers to give the deserved concentration of CO2 inside the incubator. So next, principle and working of incubation. An incubator is based on the principle that microorganisms require a particular set of parameters for their growth and development. And all incubators are based on the concept that when organisms are provided with the optimal condition of temperature, humidity, oxygen, and carbon dioxide level, they grow and divide to form more organisms. In an incubator, the thermostat maintain a consistent temperature that can be read from the outside via the thermometer. The temperature is maintained by utilizing the heating and no heating cycles. During the heating cycle and thermostat heat in incubator and during the no heating period and heating is stopped and the incubator is cooled by radiating heat to the surrounding. Similarly, they are provided with adjustment for maintaining the concentration of CO2 to balance the pH and humidity required for the growth of the organism. Variation of the incubator, like a shaking incubator, is also available, which allow for the continuous movement of the culture required for cell aeration and solubility studies. And next, procedure of running an incubator. Once the culture of organisms are created, the culture plates are to be placed inside an incubator at the desired temperature and required period of the time. The most clinical laboratories, the usual temperature to be maintained is 35 to 37 degrees Celsius for bacteria. The following are the steps to be followed while running an incubator. So before using the incubator, it should be made sure that no remaining items are present in the incubator from the very previous cycles. However, in some cases, if the same incubator is being used for multiple organisms, so and they require the same set of parameters, they can be placed together in the same incubator. The door of the incubator is then kept closed and the incubator is switched on. The incubator has been heated up to the desired temperature of the growth of particular organism. The thermometer can be used to see if the temperature has reached. And in the meantime, uh, if the organism required a particular concentration of CO2 or a specific humidity, those parameters should also be set in the incubator. And once all the parameters are met, the petri dish culture are placed on the performated slabs upside down and media uppermost. This is necessary because if the plates are incubated normally, condension collected on the surface of the medium are prevent the formation of isolated colonies. If it is necessary to incubate a petri dish culture for several days, the plates are sealed with adhesive tape or are placed in plastic bag or plastic food container. Now the door is locked and the plates are kept inside for the required time before taking them out. Okay, so uh, next, types of incubator. So, on the basis of presence of a particular parameter of the purpose of the incubator, incubators are divided into a following types. So, first, benchtop incubator. This is most common type of incubator used in most of the laboratory. These incubator are the basic type of incubator with temperature control and insulation. Second, CO2 incubator. CO2 incubators are the special kind of incubators that are provided with automatic control of CO2 and humidity. This type of incubator is used for the growth of the cultivation of different bacteria requiring 5 to 10% of CO2 concentration. For humidity control, water is kept underneath the cabinet of the incubator. And third, cooled incubators. For incubation at temperature below the ambient, incubators are fitted with modified refrigeration system with heating and cooling control. This type of incubator is called the cooling incubator. In the cooling incubator, the heating and cooling control should be approximately balanced. Next, shaker incubator. A thermostatically controlled shaker incubator is another piece of apparatus used to cultivate microorganisms. Its advantage is that it provided a rapid and uniform transfer of heat to the culture vessels, and its agitation provided increased aeration, resulting in accretion of growth. This incubator, however, can only be used for broth and liquid culture media. And portable incubator are smaller in size and are used in field work, example environmental microbiology and water examination. Okay, so next, use of incubator. Incubators have a wide range of application in various area, including cell culture, pharmaceutical studies, hematological studies, and biochemical studies. Okay, next, precautions. The following precautions are to be followed with running and incubating. So first, a microorganism are susceptible to temperature change and fluctuations in temperature of the cabinet by repeatedly opening the door should be avoided. The required parameter growth of the organism should be met before the culture plates are placed inside the cabinet. The plate should be placed upside down with the lid at the bottom to prevent the condensation of water on the media. The inside of the incubator should be cleaned regularly to prevent the organism from settling on the shelves or the corners of the incubator. And while running the incubator for an extended period of time, sterile water should be placed underneath the slabs to prevent the culture media from drying out. Okay, so this session is completed, and any query in mentioned comments box, any query in mentioned comments box. And thank you so much. Namaste.